In the small, foggy village of Blackthorn, nestled between dense forests and rolling hills, life moved at a slow pace. The villagers were simple folk, and nothing out of the ordinary ever happened until the night the weeping began. It started on a cold, moonless evening. The sound of a woman crying echoed through the narrow streets, sending chills down the spines of anyone who heard it. The villagers whispered that it was the ghost of Eleanor Grayson, the weeping widow who had died under mysterious circumstances years ago. Her husband, Charles Grayson, a wealthy landowner, had passed away suddenly, and Eleanor had been found dead in her bed just a week later. The official cause of death was a broken heart, but the villagers had their doubts. The weeping grew louder each night, and soon strange things began to happen. Livestock went missing, crops withered overnight, and the villagers claimed to see a shadowy figure wandering near the old Grayson Manor. Fear spread like wildfire, and the villagers begged the local constable, Thomas Harper, to investigate. Thomas was a practical man who didn't believe in ghosts. He had grown up in Blackthorn and knew its history well. He decided to visit the Grayson Manor, which had been abandoned since Eleanor's death. As he approached the crumbling estate, the weeping grew louder, echoing through the empty halls. Inside, the house was dark and dusty, filled with the remnants of a once grand life. Thomas carefully searched each room, his lantern casting flickering shadows on the walls. In the master bedroom, he found something unusual, a diary hidden beneath the floorboards. It belonged to Eleanor Grayson. As Thomas read the diary, a chilling story unfolded. Eleanor had written about her suspicions that her husband's death was not natural. She believed he had been poisoned by someone close to them. Before she could uncover the truth, she had fallen ill and died. Her final entry was a plea for justice. Thomas realized that the weeping was not the work of a ghost, but a clever ruse to scare people away from the manor. Someone didn't want the truth about Charles and Eleanor's deaths to come to light. Determined to solve the mystery, Thomas began investigating the villagers, focusing on those who had been close to the Graysons. His search led him to Dr. Samuel Whitaker, the village physician who had attended to both Charles and Eleanor. Dr. Whitaker had always been respected in the community, but Thomas noticed that he seemed nervous whenever the Graysons were mentioned. When confronted, Dr. Whitaker broke down and confessed. Charles Grayson had discovered that Dr. Whitaker was stealing money from the village's medical fund. To silence him, the doctor had poisoned Charles, making it look like a heart attack. When Eleanor began to suspect the truth, he had done the same to her. The weeping widow was a distraction created by the doctor's accomplice, a local troublemaker who had been paid to keep people away from the manor. With the mystery solved, the weeping stopped and peace returned to Blackthorn. Dr. Whitaker was arrested, and the villagers finally learned the truth about the Graysons' deaths. The manor, once a symbol of fear, became a place of remembrance for Eleanor and Charles. As for Thomas, he became a hero in the village, proving that even the darkest mysteries could be solved with courage and determination. And though the legend of the weeping widow lived on, it was no longer a tale of fear, but a story of justice.